Star Wars Episode 9 is not only bringing a handful of new characters, but also a couple of legacy characters such as Luke Skywalker, Leia, and Lando Calrissian. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, one of the biggest mysteries of Episode 9 has all to do with the past of certain characters like Rey, Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren, Supreme Leader Snoke, and the list goes on. And we will be finding out more about these characters when it comes to certain revelations that will be made in Episode 9. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the Darth Plagueis connection and the potential connection for the overall plot in Episode 9. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the concept art and storyboard descriptions, the set leaks, the set designs, the scene schedules, etc. And specifically, I wanted to go over one of the storyboard descriptions that has all to do with the character of Darth Plagueis and his connection with Luke Skywalker and Rey. Specifically, a description of Luke Skywalker in front of Rey, inside of a cave that may or may not be Ahch-To. Rey is sitting on top of a boulder while Luke stands in front. It's not clear if Luke is a Force ghost here or not, as there is no blue hue. Luke is holding a book that reads The Science of Creating Life in front of Rey, indicating the Darth Plagueis connection, as this is the manuscript of Plagueis in Legends. Luke seems to be giving Rey a lesson about the Lord of the Sith and his many abilities to expand her knowledge. Another goes over Luke making the book float over to Rey as she grabs it to read a couple pages on her own. Now, I wanted to go over a couple of pointers here that really pique my interest for sure. Now, the Darth Plagueis connection is, of course, the science of creating life. I'm not quite sure if you guys know about this, but this is a direct connection from Star Wars Legends material. Now, in Legends, there is a book called The Science of Creating Life. It's the manuscript of Darth Plagueis. He goes over all of his different abilities, all of his different pieces of knowledge that he actually knows. And this was eventually stolen by Emperor Palpatine and later claimed by Luke Skywalker. Now, the thing here that really interests me is that Luke Skywalker doesn't have that blue hue, apparently, from what's being described. He appears to be a solid version of Luke Skywalker. Now, to me, he could still very well be a Force ghost in this sequence appearing in front of Rey, just not the traditional Force ghost that we are all, pretty much used to from all the other films out there. Now, if you look at Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, we do know that Rian Johnson did something completely different and new with the character of Yoda and his Force ghost, where he's not so transparent, he's not so as, blue as he was in the Return of the Jedi ending scene. In that film, he's more of a solid figure, so going into Episode 9, Luke Skywalker may even be all the more evolved as a Force ghost in comparison to Yoda and how he was in The Last Jedi, appearing as if he is alive, perhaps. Maybe, that's just a guess though. As far as Luke owning the science of creating life, this honestly is something also direct from Star Wars Legends material. I don't know if you guys knew this, but as I explained before, Luke in Legends also owned the book, and it appears as so that Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to actually recanonize this and insert into the Disney canon that Luke actually owned one of those books. Now, could the science of creating life have been stored inside of the tree library? Maybe, and just maybe. We do know that Luke Skywalker was on a lot of different missions and a lot of different adventures throughout the years, not only by himself and R2-D2, but also with Lor San Tekka. And also a very interesting fact for sure is that R2-D2 apparently has hundreds of missions logged into its memory. So Luke has been places around the galaxy and he knows a lot of stuff. And I think that is one aspect that JJ and Chris Terrio are really going to tap into. As far as bringing Darth Plagueis into the overall plot of Episode 9, it seems like that Plagueis will be involved in an indirect matter unless they really do make the ultimate choice of making Supreme Leader Snoke Darth Plagueis. If they really wanted to do that, if they really wanted to, they would really have to change a lot of things in Star Wars lore to really make it happen. But anyways, guys, looking at everything that has been happening between both Rey and Luke, this could very well be the third and final lesson for her that we did not receive in the finalized version of the movie, and we only got that third lesson in the Blu-ray in the form of a deleted scene. I myself, I don't necessarily count that as a lesson because it was more around the lines of Luke kind of joking with Rey in order to show her the reality of things in his point of view. But anyways, guys, I would love to hear your input about all of this below in the comments section. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.